if God wants me to speak, I shall speak.
Amen.
I'm not worried about it. But to be obedient. When Sister Keisha called or texted me and mentioned that she wanted to include me on the panel, immediately there was one testimony that came to my mind, and I just prayed about it. And when she gave me a testimony during the week, I told her, I said, okay, so you just confirmed that that's the testimony. And what I wanted to talk about really quickly is back in 2005, I was preparing for my Tiffany Gospel Awards, and as I was writing, I heard a voice, and the voice said, "You are a pastor, I want you to lead." And I took my pen and I put it down, and I literally looked up at God and I said, "Nope, I'm not doing that. No. I'm not messing with them niggas." I'm being nice.
That's exactly what she said.
I'm being nice. That's what I said to the Lord. And I said, no. I watched my grandmother, I watched my best friend. No. These people too much. No, thank you. And I hadn't thought about the fact that I had been leading all along anyway. All the stuff that I was doing, I was already leading. I just wasn't leading people in church. And I said, you know what? I said, I'm not passing out no tracts. I'm not going out here waving nobody down. No, thank you. I said, you know what? When this is all done, when I finish the Tiffany's, I'll come back to you and you give me something else to do. And now, in hindsight, I said, ooh, did you play a game? Russian roulette, because God could have easily said, oh yeah, okay, see you later. But God let me hop around for a whole year. One whole year. That was in August. September came of 2006. And there was a minor incident in the house with Tamasia, myself, and anybody who knows Tamasia, that's my youngest. And at the time she was 7. So the next day she goes to school, and during the day they call me at work, and they said, Ms. Griffin, can you come to the school for a meeting? And I said, why? And they said, it's about Tamasia. I said, all right. I said, but I gotta come back to work. I said, so make it fast. No, don't work. So on my way home, I took a different route. And I got a call from a detective. And the detective said, Ms. Griffin, don't go to the school for the meeting. The social worker is going to meet you here at the Child Advocacy Building. So I said, social worker? Child Advocacy Building? He said, well, that's on your way home anyway. Well, let me clock it how I get home. I was like, you know what, I didn't go that way anyway, but I will backtrack and I will meet you at the Child Advocacy Building. So when I got there, Tamasia wasn't there, and I kept saying, well, where's Tamasia? Oh, she's coming. Well, where's the social worker? She's coming. Well, what about this meeting? She's going to come in. So they started asking me. So, well, what happened? So I told them what happened. And they said, okay. So they said, well, the social worker's on the phone. So she gets on the phone. So, Ms. Griffin, you know what? We did our research. Don't worry about nothing. I'll see you this evening. Just go home when they let you go. Just go home. I'll meet you at the house with Tamasia. So about 20 minutes later, she called. They say the social worker's back on the phone. So I'm like, what's she doing with me? We ain't friends. She said, Ms. Griffin, I need somebody to take Tamasia to because they're going to arrest you. And I said, arrest me? Now, they hadn't told me that they were going to arrest me. They told her, when they heard her tell me, she would meet me at the house. It was like, no, we're going to arrest her. So they arrested me. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't do anything wrong. And they asked me what happened. I told them what happened. They said, okay, well, we have to arrest you. So I said, well, take it to my sisters. Take it to my sisters. So they handcuff me, they take me, they do the fingerprints, the picture. And I'm in the cell on a Thursday evening, and the tears are just coming. Because all I'm saying to myself is, well, wait a minute, how did I get here? All my life, I've taken care of my children. I've done what I'm supposed to do. I've been broken in. What are they talking about? How did I get here? Tears, tears. And remarkably, there was a phone on the wall. And the only way you could make a phone call was with a credit card. Somehow or another, I memorized that number. With the 3 numbers on the back. I don't know how I knew all the other numbers. Because you have to put all the numbers in the phone, but I was dying. So I finally called my sister. I said, well, let me speak to Tamasia. She was she said, Tamaja's not here. I said, where's Tamaja? I told her you were going to take her. Well, we got into an argument, but she tried to make me say certain things, and I wasn't going to say certain things. She said, well, she's with Grandma. Grandma? How did they get all the way up there upstate? It's dark. It's dark. How did they find up there? Well, little did I know, Tamaja took them up there. We called it GPS anyway. She found a way up there. She let people know where she could go. So I met with the attorney. You go through this thing. So I'm over in the corner because I just knew Big Bertha was coming through, and I needed to be in the corner. So I just stayed in the corner. Yeah, Big Bertha was coming for Stephanie. I'm standing in the corner. No, thank you. I need to be by myself. No, I need to cry, be by myself. I ain't told nobody else I need that phone. That way anybody can see me on a phone call. Tell me to make a phone call for them. No, thank you. I'm still in the corner. Mind my business. So they moved me to another cell or whatever. So you have to speak to the attorney. So she said, well, do you know why you in here? I said, no. I said, oh, there was an incident. She said, you're in here for third-degree assault. For who? Tamaja. Tamaja who? Tamaja Harris. Not my Tamaja Harris. Oh, yeah. I said, third degree. I said, wait a minute. I asked them in the precinct, had she gone to the emergency room? They said no. I said, well, has she seen the nurse? No. So then how you arrested me for third-degree assault? Okay, so we go to the judge, go before the judge. He says what he needs to say. We get out. So go home, call my grandmother. She said, yes, Tamaja's here. No problem. Is she sleeping? We'll talk to you tomorrow. So we get up Sabbath, because I stayed in here Thursday till Friday, and we were going to church on Sabbath. So I called my grandmother. I said, well, we got a problem. She said, well, what happened? I said, well, listen, I got a restraining order. I can't be within 100 feet of Tamaja. And you have her, and that's where we needed to go to church. So she was quiet. She said, the enemy is now ripping this family apart. She said, I'm gonna tell you what you do. She said, you drive to Bravo, which was a couple of blocks away. She said, and then Jimmy will take Tamaja back to the house, and then you and the girls come, because I have two other girls, you and the girls come, and you meet us at the church, and you come for service. Thank God for wise Bravo. Thank God for wise Bravo. So we get up in the church, and I always have my front seat, and I'm watching Deacon Crosby preside. And clapping. Some said, you're supposed to be doing it. And I said, well, you do, dummy. You get to preside like everybody else. There's a round robin. You get up here every week. What you talking about? Okay. Thank you, Lord. Some said, it's deeper than this. Some said, it's deeper than this. So we sit down. You are a pastor. I want you to be. I said, is that what you put me in jail for? Forget about Deacon Crosby. Anything else was going on. This is now this conversation between me and the Lord. I was like, did you put me in jail for that? Did you put me in jail? You are a pastor. I want you to leave. You put me in jail. I said, listen, I drive by myself. You could have broken down on the highway. You could have had me over in the corner somewhere. I said, listen, you didn't put me in jail for that. He said, I did with you what I needed to do with you to get your attention. I said, well, I tell you what. You ain't never, ever got to worry about telling Stephanie anything twice ever again in my life. I will do what you say. Because if it means that that's I'm Jonah over in the jailhouse, I shall pass. Prospect Bridge, I'm on my way. Don't worry about it. Now just tell me where to be. I meant that thing. I meant that. And thus you see Pastor Stephanie Griffin. Amen. I promised from that point on, I said I will never test you, try you, disobey you. Slow obedience, I tell them all the time. Slow obedience is disobedience. I don't care what y'all think. If God says do it today and you do it 2 days later, you have just disobeyed. There's no such thing as I'm going to do it when I want to do it. I learned a hard lesson, but I'm going to tell you something that I really want to leave with you. outside of don't let the jailhouse be your well. What I'm going to tell you is, for a whole year, Tamasia was upstate. I couldn't get her back because we had to go through this whole process. Now we're in family court. And I could never say any particulars of the occurrence. The family court judge, the criminal court judge said, shut your mouth, you say nothing. But God is great, because putting her in a smaller setting enabled us to get her some special help that she would have never gotten in the 32, 34 group of children in the class in the Bronx, because the school was failing horribly. Everybody, right before she went upstate, the teacher told me, the principal said, everybody's failing. In one class, I said, well, y'all need to check the teacher. What you checking the kids for? How does a teacher fail everybody? Everybody dumb? That don't make sense to me. So he put her in a smaller setting, and it highlighted some things. So I'm showing you how God will move. It was Sister Bad who said her favorite verse, that God will make it work. God, all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord. But I'm going to give you the flip side of this, and I'm going to tell you when God say move, move. The climax of the court proceedings went through and came to an end. And how it ended, they said to me, okay, here's how we're going to close this out. If you don't say what happened, be all right with that. Because the judge said, I don't care what anybody tells me, you and your family should not have been here. So in the naked eye, in the naked ear, what do you say? No, we shouldn't have been here. But God was showing me something else. He showed me, one, I can make something out of nothing. And he showed me in the opposite end. You better pay attention and do what God tells you. Because one of the things that we had to go through, my name and Tamasia's name will stay on the child abuse list until 10 years after her 18th birthday. That's the consequence of disobedience. That's the consequence. So I said, well, why would her name be sitting anywhere? Because see, that's what the system wants. They want that cycle. Because if anything happens to her, you know what they're going to go digging up. Oh, well, you know what happened when she was 7? And that's what they're looking for. And I cried and I said, you know, Lord, I said I did everything I was supposed to do. I said I did everything I was supposed to do. I said, oh, it says till 61, if you should spare my life. 61, I'm on a child abuse. I can't get certain jobs. I can't do this. And the Lord said, you don't worry about that. Just understand the consequence. Because no man can open a door that I have closed, and no man can close the door that I open. And as a pastor, I have a whole lot of free reign to a whole lot of things where that is shut off and nobody will know anything about it. But on the flip side, there are times when they can open up that gate and they can see exactly what it is. So my advice to you, pay attention to God's calling. Because I was also afraid. Every time I went to tell people, I went to, I got locked up. And I was like, oh, I can't say it. One of you said it back here. You're embarrassed. You don't want to say it. And the Lord said, are you crazy? I gave you that testimony. Because I need for people to understand who I am, what I will do, and what I will do when you don't obey me. Keep on hopping around here thinking your life is in your hands, because it's not. Because it's not. Your life belongs to the Lord. And I stand every day and I give God thanks, because he could have easily wiped me out the day I said no thank you. It's not my life. It's not your life. How can we ever look at God and say, I looked up and said, So I was very aware of who I was talking to and what I was saying. And that scares me today. Because I said to myself, you really trifled with God. So I tell my congregation all the time. I said, no, trust me. I'm a living witness. Don't play with God. Whatever he says do, just get up, and curtsy, or you bow, and just go ahead and get it done. Trust me, that's my word. If you never hear me say anything to you again, know that I said, when God speaks, you move, and you move instantaneously, and you move the way he tells you to move. Because guess what I ended up being anyway? Pastor Stephanie Griffin. So you ain't got no fight against God. So I give God thanks for being able to speak to you. And like I said, if my mouth is ever silent again, you don't have to worry about it. Just know that God has spoken to you today through me. Thank you. Amen.